Joe Topper, owner of Breezy Hill Stables in Thurmont, Maryland. We're a horse boarding operation. We also have a rescue here, where we rescue slaughter-bound horses. We have about 140 horses on about 153 acres. We have 35 stalls. The rest are pasture board. I grew up milking cows and then got into horses. And with the horses, they each have their own personality, and they all have a different one, a little different than cows. All you ever did with them is milk them. Well, I got a job working for a pharmaceutical company when Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait. We had no antidote to biological warfare, and they used horses to make the blood to make the antidote to biological warfare. That's how I got into horses. And back then, there wasn't a lot of boarding barns in the area, so I just started on a prayer, basically. Started in 1996 in Emmitsburg with 9 stalls, 11 and a half acres. And then after about, 9 years, we decided to build bigger. We feed about 2,000 round bales a year, around 2,000, 2,500, and about 2,000 to 3,000 small square bales a year to feed them all, and about 6 tons of grain per month. We bale about 320 acres of our own hay, grain from the local mill, and then we buy another, whatever hay we don't have, we supplement it by buying it then. We like to no-till our pastures every fall, and we try to keep them out of it. Like, we can fence them in. They call it a heavy use area. We fence them out of it, try to no-till it, replant it every fall, and it actually does bring back a lot of grass every spring. Even the Department of Agriculture was surprised how much grass we have for many horses that we have. So it's all about management. If I didn't bale my own hay, I could never do what I'm doing. We could never charge the amount of money we have. We always seem to have 20 horses on a waiting list to come here. If somebody leaves for whatever reason, we have one taking its stall the day it leaves, and that's what keeps me going. We have to keep the barn full in order to do what we're doing. It's almost like milking cows. You always got to have a certain amount of cows to make money, milking. So the same way with horses. If one leaves, another one has to come in and take its place in order for me to do it. You just don't go out and bale horse hay. You have to do it right. And we kind of hit a niche in the market with high-quality orchard grass alfalfa, and like I said, 2-3 years ago, we started selling some of our high-quality hay. We had a farm from New Jersey come down and pay us $10 a square bale for our hay. And I thought, well, maybe there's another outlet here to make some money and pay for some of this equipment. Because it's hard to pay money on $250,000 worth of hay equipment when you're still buying hay. It just doesn't work out. I'll always take my hay over buying someone else's. With my hay, I know what I'm getting. And I know the quality of it. But I'll never wish against rain, because I never want any of my farmer friends to do bad because it's dry. Now, if it's towards the end of the month and I don't want it to rain for the last 3 days of a month because of my insurance, yeah, I might wish against rain then, but I'll never wish against rain ever. So rain's an awesome thing. The main expense for a horse farm for me is hay and liability insurance. So they're the two biggest risks I have. The way it works is you get to pick 6 months out of the year based on the amount of rainfall that you get. So you're allowed to pick 2 months in a row, but never overlapping. So like you can pick May and June, but then you got to pick like July and August. You can't pick May and June and then June and July. They have to overlap, and you're allowed to pick 6 months on those months that you don't think you'll get enough rainfall. It's kind of a gamble because you have no idea. I just go by the past 20 years, the rain averages, and I tend to pick the higher, wetter months because it's less likely that you're going to get more rain in those months. It's the average is 4 inches and you only get 2 inches, you get paid money. So at first I always picked the driest months, which didn't make sense because they're always dry, but the rain index might only be 2 inches. So I like to pick the ones that have 4 or 5 inches a month, and then you're less likely to get rain sometimes on those months doing it. I don't know why you wouldn't do it. I feel so much better now having that insurance in my hip pocket than I ever felt before. It's like when you plant corn. I don't know anybody that plants corn without having crop insurance. It's just crazy to do it without it. It only takes a couple bad years to put somebody out of business,